If you have an email list and you're not producing at least $20,000 per month, you're doing it wrong. Last year, my company generated over $2 million for home service businesses straight from email. In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to show you the exact 5 emails that generates continual revenue for home service businesses. I'll break down the 5 proven campaigns, who to send them to, what to say, and why they work. The first email that you want to send out is called the Ghost Quote Revival email. And this is basically found money. It's the quickest way to close big deals in your business. Here's how that works. So what you want to do is you want to go back to all of the estimates, even if they're lost, closed, never heard from them again, anything that wasn't won in the last 3 to 6 plus months. It's really good at the end of the year, 2025, 2026, 2027, you're closing out the year, send an email to all your past estimates and say, hey, you want to lock in this year's pricing? We're going to be in your area next week. We have a promo offer going on. Basically, you probably got ghosted, and they might be a friendly ghost. It might be a Casper, a little friendly ghost. So what you want to do is give them some reason to get back on the horn and get working with you. A very easy way to do this is to agitate the problem again inside of your email. So what you want to say is, are you still struggling with this? Is this still a problem basically for you? And you're trying to agitate that problem. You don't want to be the annoying person that's like, hey, just following up, just following up. You want to agitate the problem and see if they still have this problem. Were you able to get X, Y, and Z done? Were you able to get X, Y, and Z solved? Those are the types of emails that you want to send to these people. And then you want to give them some type of urgency. Lock in this pricing. We're going to be in your area next week. Were you able to get X, Y, and Z done? We're going to be in your area next week doing X, Y, and Z. Want to see if we can stop by. Were you able to get X, Y, and Z done? We have a promo going on right now for 10% off, blah, 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 blah. That is how this email works. So some of the results that we got, I picked a couple. We had 36 old gold quotes, Caspers, friendly ghosts. And we revived $14,000 when we did one email blast on these 36 quotes. And basically, if you need jobs fast and revenue fast, if you're in your shoulder season and you need stuff fast, this is the number one way to get that, because you don't have to go through your whole funnel. You don't need to find the people that need the problem, go out and do an estimate, then nurture the estimate. You've already done all that work. Now you can take those people and give them some type of an offer. Send out the estimate, send out the follow-up on the estimates, and you will close revenue. All right, number 2. A monthly revenue newsletter. I highlighted revenue here because your newsletters need to be revenue. We were on a call last week and we talked about email newsletters, and the guy's like, aren't those just for branding? They could be just for branding, but you don't want to do just branding newsletters. You want revenue newsletters. So I'm going to break down the 7-part revenue newsletter for you. The reason that it doesn't work most of the time is because there's no revenue plan. It's just junk that you're sending out to people, and then hopefully they remember you when they work with you. No, we're going to fix that. There's no CTA inside of your actual newsletter. It might be something that's generic, but there's not a strong call to action. We're going to fix that. And again, it's just noise. All right, so we're going to give you a 7-part framework. The first thing is you need to pick a seasonal topic. So before we talk about the 7-part framework, pick a topic. What we do is set up a content calendar: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And then in your business, you're going to know what you need to be focused on inside of each month. So let's say it's HVAC. It's like spring tune-ups, fall tune-ups, indoor air quality, ductless systems. In your business, whatever that looks like, you need to have a content calendar. So pick a topic. Then use this 7-part framework to generate revenue. First, pick a good subject line. Okay, the subject line that we're aiming for is 21 to 40 characters, and we want 4 to 6 words. That's going to say, schedule service now. We are in your area. Something that's very straightforward that gets their interest. There's tools out there like OmniSend is one that I'll link down below. It's basically a tool that allows you to test subject lines. You could always just go to ChatGPT and give it your topic, which is whatever your seasonal topic is, and then say, I want a good subject line that's 21 to 40 characters, 4 to 6 words. Use some of these words in there. We got 36% open rates on average last year, and the average is going to be 20% if you're going to send out emails, and that's why we know that this works. So you want to get a really good subject line that gets opens, because opens obviously gets people to read your stuff. All right, so once you get a good subject line, you want right at the top of the email, right below your logo, you want 2 call to actions right under your logo: a call now and a schedule service or schedule estimate. You want to make it so easy that as people are scrolling through this, or they read your subject line and they want to take immediate action, they can call you or schedule an estimate and go to your website and fill out a form. Make it super easy right at the top. Most people miss this. It's just a general long email newsletter with a bunch of junk. And we're going to talk about long emails in a sec, because you want curated content. But Neil Patel did a big study on this, and he found that the ideal word count is 100 to 249 words. So you do not want a long biography about your business and all this stuff. You don't want ChatGPT junk writing this whole newsletter. You want to get in and get out. 100 to 249 words is max what you want. So what we would recommend is curate your content. So pull your best blog post about that topic, pull your best video about that topic, pull your best service page about that topic that you're talking about. And you can make a simple Canva graphic that says learn more on here. And then you could link to this asset that you have. The whole goal here is that you want to educate your customers on this topic without writing a novel. So let's say they're going to talk about scheduling a fall tune-up. It's like, hey, you should be scheduling a fall tune-up. Here's what you should be getting done. Boom, 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 boom. Here's why it's important. A little bit of education. And then maybe you want to read more, go here and read about this. Neil Patel data show 100 to 249 words. Don't complicate this. Educate, and keep it tight. Don't write a whole biography. All right, once you do that, you're going to then answer their top question. This is very important because when someone sees your subject line, they say, I'm interested. Then they read your curated content and they are educated and like, oh, okay. Usually they're asking one question. How much does it cost to get my spring or fall tune-up done? How long does it take? How often should I do it? Whatever those questions are, you need to put that in your newsletter because they're asking that question in their mind before they take the next step. So you need to create a little graphic on Canva and say, here's the question, how often for inspections? How much does it cost? And then what the answer is. And you want to have it right below the educational piece that you just had. This positions you as an expert and kills that objection. It shows that you know what they're probably asking, and then it kills the objection and helps them move to the next step. With the next step is very important, a direct call to action, not just schedule your estimate, not just call now, but prevent water damage in your home, call now. Don't go without heat this winter, schedule now. You want to tweeze out the real problem of what they are probably considering and then have that call to action right there. You could say schedule your inspection now, not bad. You obviously include inspection or whatever the topic is, but if you can tweeze out the problem with the solution of what you want them to do, this is a very direct call to action inside of your newsletter. Next, at this point, they're clicked on your email. They were educated. Then they got your frequently asked question. Then they had a direct call to action. At this point, there's only one thing that they're probably considering, which is, have they ever done this work before? Are they going to be able to do it a good job? Because I know that I need this, but are they the right company for it? Yes. Here's social proof. You want to take one of your reviews about that product or service and you want to share it right there. Here's what customers say about their fall tune-ups. And you put a real review with the first name, last initial, 5 stars. Paint the picture. They had a problem. You get good results. 7th, 2 call to actions right under your logo. So basically, well, right above your logo. Call now, schedule service. Right above your logo, have those same call to actions right there. That 7-part framework turns into revenue. And how do we know this? We had an HVAC company that we sent out 12 emails, one every single month, and they generated $263,000 in revenue just from sending out those 12 emails. So we know that it works. If you do not have a system for this, you need to start doing this. It's going to generate real revenue for your business. All right, campaign number 3, you want to take that newsletter and now build on top of it. So you can bolt this onto your newsletter and it literally skyrockets results for your business. This is one that crushes for us. We call it the 2-step revenue email system. So first, you get a clear offer, schedule your service now, get $500 off a new generator, whatever that is. And you do the frequently asked question, the testimonial, the call now, the get estimate, the whole thing that I just talked about. Okay, you got to send that email out first. Next, you pull the opens from that email. So you know who opened on that email. And if they didn't take the next step, right? They read all this stuff. They went through the whole thing, but they didn't take the next step. Now you want to send them a short personal message that says, we will be in your area next week. So you send them a second email in the subject line, in your area. And then it says, hey, Phil, not sure if you heard or not, we have a promo going on for $50 off. Or we're going to be in your area next week doing X, Y, and Z. I want to see if we can stop by. The reason this is so important, they showed interest by opening your email and reading it. Now you need to go right for the call to action, right to the person that showed interest. It's an immediate, like, hey, you clicked on this, so let me go here and see if you actually want the service done. It crushes. We had an electrical contractor. We sent out one, get $500 off a new generator, did the whole sequence with the newsletter. Then we sent out the second one. He got 3 replies. and he generated $64,000 in estimates just from doing that part of it, which is the 2-step revenue email sequence right afterwards. Crushes. If you don't do the first newsletter, it's really hard to do this second one, but you got to do it all together. And it works really good because you get the interest people and then you get the call to action. All right, number 4, a post-job referral stack. Okay, most people get referrals, just ad hoc. You do a great job, someone says something, you get referrals coming in. And most people would say that referrals is probably one of their number one lead sources. I just do a good job, people refer me. But what if you could make that faster and get more juice out of the squeeze? And so this is why it's a post-job referral stack. And also, it's not even just for referrals. It's just anything post-job to generate opportunities for your business. So here's the email sequence. 1, you send a thank you email. The thank you email could be a video of you as a business owner thanking them for working with you and saying, hey, here's some ways that you could help us out. Leave us a review, refer us to a friend or family member that has the same problem, and keep us in mind for X, Y, and Z, all these other services that you might not know that we do. It's a really great thank you email that generates real revenue coming back into your business, and it helps you stand out as a business. Like, wow, the owner actually sent me this video, and maybe, I should refer them to my mom. She needs the service too. You give them a review reminder and then a referral reward. Okay, so this one, what we do is we set up like a little voucher, and we say, give the gift of clean, or give the gift of no heat, or give the gift of heat, give the gift of AC, right? Whatever that sounds like for your business. And on the voucher, it says, forward this email to a friend or family member, and they get $25 off whatever it is, or $50 off whatever it is. It's a nice way to let your customer look like the hero and forward this over to a friend or family member or someone else to get some promo off their thing. It crushes. It works great. This is after the invoice happens. Now you have a game plan. And then the last one is the 6-month check-in email. So you can set up an automation so that it waits 3 months, 6 months, and follows up with your customer. We had a real example of this with a gutter cleaning company. After their invoice, we set up a 6-month follow-up. The 6-month follow-up said, hey, Phil, we were at your home a couple months ago and just wanted to touch base to see how everything's holding up. That email went out to them. Then they emailed back and said, oh, funny that you should ask. We actually had a tree fall on our gutter and we're looking for someone to come and repair it. Do you all do that work? Yes, we do. Boom. Jobs on the books. This is an automated way to do email campaigns to get referrals and customers coming back into your business. The reason this is important is because you get more referrals, you get more repeat jobs, and it's great service. It crushes to put a bow on a great service throughout. All right, and campaign number 5. This one is that in your area plus an offer. So let's say that you don't have a direct email newsletter, and then you don't have the second step sequence, but you just need to fill your schedule ASAP. Like, I need jobs on the book tomorrow. I can't do this whole newsletter, wait for open, send the second thing, da. I just need stuff now. Okay, so what you do is you pull all the zip codes or all the cities for people. And you could do this just a full blast. But if you want to do something that's a little bit better, then you could pull the cities or the zip codes. And what you want to do is you want to target specific people. So you want to send an email, and this also works as a text, but you want to send an email, and in the subject line, let's say that you live in Dallas next week, or in whatever city that they're in next week. Basically, there's no way that they're not going to click on this because you're going to be in their city next week. They don't get emails of people talking about their specific city usually. And you could even go a step further to say their street name, but city works as well. All right. And then inside the email, you want to say, hey, we're going to be in Dallas next week doing this service. Since we don't have to pay for gas, we already have a technician on site. We're going to give you $20 off this thing. Do you want to do it? It crushes because you create urgency, limited availability since you're going to be there next week, and you're specifically targeting people in that specific city. So we had a $1.5 million electrical contractor, and this is the exact situation that he had. He was in shoulder season, so in the end of January, early February, and he had 4 routes that he had no work on the books for. We did this exact strategy. We said, hey, we're going to be in your area or in your city, in this city next week, or in the next couple of days. Since we're going to be there, we don't have to pay for gas. We're going to give you $20 off. Do you have any projects that you need to get done? Boom. 2 slow weeks recovered because we filled 4 routes, 2 weeks of it. It crushed. All right. So here's the key takeaways. Your email list is a revenue asset. It's not just branding. And to be honest with you, it's not optional. Like, you really need to do this stuff because it's going to generate revenue for your business. And why do most people not do this is because it's time consuming. It takes processes. It takes someone that actually knows what they're doing and doing a 7-part framework and setting up automations and all that stuff. So if you want help building these, this is literally a part of what my company does. We implement this in home service businesses. So I'll put a link down below. You can set up a meeting and look forward to helping you out.